Private detective Bernie Weinstock, having put his business in jeopardy through gambling, is advised by his partner, Norman Lugg, to seek help. At a Gamblers Anonymous meeting, Bernie meets the group leader, Helen Carter, who asks for his professional advice. The following day, the two detectives, together with their assistant, Oliver Ottershaw, meet Helen at the private airfield where she is chief flying instructor. She reads them part of a recently discovered wartime diary written by her late father, Jack, which reveals that he hid a large quantity of diamonds somewhere in Holland in 1944, just before being taken prisoner by the Germans. Unfortunately, the last page of the diary is unreadable, neither the hiding place nor the town being revealed. The only decipherable words being Horn, Corn, and D-E-double-S. Later that day, Bernie's car containing the taped interview with Helen is stolen by Mickey Jordan, a small-time car thief in the employ of gang leader Cyril Blackman, whose criminal interest is aroused by the tape. That evening, as he works late, Bernie has an unwelcome visitor.
I don't know what you're after. You won't find anything here. There's only a couple of quid in the cash box. Norman!
What the hell's been going on in here?
We've been turned over. I thought you were the gunman come back.
Gunman?
Yeah. That's why I gave you one.
It doesn't make sense. What would he expect to find in a dump like this?
Search me.
He probably did. He seems to have searched everywhere else.
Yes, well, we better get on the blower and report to the law. Hello. Busby's been knackered. We better get out of the local nick.
So me and Frisbee chased him through the allotments, down the road, when he dives into this empty house.
Cup of tea, go.
Oh, it's all Frisbee, thank you very much. Then this chummy goes belting up the stairs, and that's where we nabbed him. Hiding in the carsy. Hadn't even locked the door. You could say we nicked him before he had time to bolt. You get that, Frisbee? Bolt?
Oh, Inspector Dearlove, I'm glad you're here.
I can't say I share your pleasure, Mr. Weinstock. If you come about your car, we haven't found it. Same goes for your wallet.
No, you don't understand. I've got something else to report.
Don't tell me you found a dog found in the footpath. A case of canine incontinence.
Is this that private eye you were telling me about?
He may be a private eye, but he's a public nuisance.
Now, look, this is important. My office was broken into and I was threatened by an armed gunman.
An armed gunman, you say? Probably want to take a shot at rifling your safe.
This is no laughing matter. We've got a serious complaint.
Complaint? Hope it isn't catching. Complaint catching. Oh, I ought to be on the telly. Who is this gentleman here, then?
This is Mr. Norman Lugg, my partner.
Pleased to meet you.
Yes, I'm sure you are. Right, perhaps you'd like to tell us what happened.
Yes. Well, I was sitting in my office, working late, when suddenly the door from the outer office burst open, and there was this big tall geezer with a shotgun.
Perfectly accurate description, yes. Should be able to pick him up with no bother.
What the inspector means is, can you describe his facial features?
No, he had a stocking over his head.
A stocking over his head. Probably when we pick him up, we'll give him a suspended sentence.
Very droll, sir. comical in the extreme.
Yes, what happened next?
Well, I threw my in tray at him and made a dash for the door.
And?
I tripped over the rug, ran into the wall and knocked myself out.
Oh. Just been erected, had it, this wall? I mean, you didn't know it was there? Sort of leapt out and took you by surprise, eh?
I ran into the wall by accident.
Perfectly understandable. Happens all the time. What about you, sir? Your cranium seems to harbour a rather nasty contusion.
Pardon?
You had a bang on the bolts.
Well, yeah.
And was you attacked by the same wall?
No, Mr. Weinstock hit me.
Well, the plot thickens.
It was a mistake.
Seems to be your day for making mistakes. You lose your car, your wallet, you get turned over by an armed villain, you run into a wall, and then you clobber your mate by mistake. Must say your story sounds rather strange in a court of law.
May I remind you that we are law-abiding citizens who pay our taxes.
Just as well, otherwise you'd be in trouble with the Yellow Rose.
Yellow Rose?
The Yellow Rose of taxes. That's one of my best, that is. Right, Mr. Weinstock. Leave it to us professionals. We'll be round in the morning to check for fingerprints.
Thank you very much. Come on, Norm.
By the way, Mr. Weinstock, take a tip from me. Next time you run into a wall, make sure you're well and truly plastered. Register boy, do come in, will you? Would you mind going into the other room, my dear? We'll continue this later.
You don't half know how to pick on Mr. Blackman.
I flatter myself that my tastes are of the utmost refinement. I think I could truthfully say that I'm a man of great sensitivity.
I brought your gun back.
Oh, you didn't have to use it after all.
No, never laid a finger on him.
Excellent. I abhor violence. Except when it's absolutely necessary, of course.
Well, that is the end of the good news, I'm afraid.
Yeah.
I'll turn that office upside down. There's no trace of nothing about what we heard on that tape.
What about Mr. Weinstock? Couldn't you have used your more gentle powers of persuasion and broken a finger or two?
Well, it wouldn't have done no good. He ran into the wall and knocked himself cold.
Uncooperative cretin. I suppose you searched his person thoroughly?
Oh, yeah, of course, of nothing. Look, perhaps we ought to find out his address and chip his gaff over.
No, Rich. On reflection, we were wrong to use the crude approach in the first place. Come with me, I want to show you something. Oh. Charming little fellow. A Peruvian bird-eating spider.
He's horrible.
Oh, not very pretty, perhaps, but makes a most efficient living in his jungle. Much the same as we do in ours. Technique's very simple, too. He lies in wait for his prey and then pounces. We'll do the same. Mr. Weinstock is a detective. Let him detect. We'll keep our eye on him. When he retrieves the jewels, pow!
Oh, that's brilliant, Mr. Blackman. Bloomy brilliant.
All right, my darling, a robin for you for breakfast.
I don't know how you can live with a thing like that in the house.
I find my spiders a great source of comfort. We have an affinity. They, like me, are natural predators.
Oh, Mr. Blackman.
What is it, Jasmine, my dear?
Well, I was in the kitchen looking for a biscuit, and I opened this jar, and a great flipping furry thing jumped out on the floor.
Oh, don't worry about it, my child. She's perfectly harmless. That's Lucy, my Siberian tundra spider. A very rare and valuable specimen.
Well, I hope she can swim,
Why?
because I just flushed Lucy down the loo.
I think you're ever so brave, Mr. Weinstock, to throw your in tray at that fellow with the shotgun.
Not only brave, but strong. There must have been 6 months' work in that basket.
You're only jealous 'cause he's a hero. I suppose you'd have thrown your wig at him and bitten him with your dentures.
Listen, darling, this is all mine.
Maybe, but these aren't.
I didn't know you had false teeth, Sharon.
Not me, him, you silly fool.
Oh. But I still can't understand why that bloke broke into our office last night.
But Inspector Dearlove didn't have much idea either. Anyway, let's get down to nitty-gritty. How are we going to proceed with this case?
Well, it'll please you to know that in spite of a splitting headache last night, I went carefully through this half a dozen times, analysing it minutely in detail for any hidden clue. Cornhorn, D-E-double-S. The last legible words, remember?
Yeah, what'd you come up with?
Not a bleeding thing.
Big help you are. So, where do we go from here? How do we discover the whereabouts of a Dutch town where the diamonds may or may not be hidden?
Can I make a suggestion, Mr. Weinstock?
Make anything if it's only a fool of yourself.
Well, surely we could discover the location of the Royal Wessex Regiment in October 1944 by consulting army records.
Oh, brilliant. They're going to let us lot go poking through their files, aren't they? You stupid Burke.
Actually, I was thinking of my uncle, Mr. Lugg.
What's your uncle got to do with it?
Well, he happens to be quite a high-up bod at the Ministry of Defence.
High up. Lift attendant, is he?
No. He's a junior minister, as a matter of fact. I'm sure Uncle Hillary could get us the information we need.
Hillary? You sure he's your uncle, not your auntie?
Would you like me to go and give him a ring, Mr. Weinstock?
I take it as a great personal favour, Oliver, my old son. And while you're on the blower, mention my name and give him my kindest regards.
Oh, don't it make you sick?
I can't help having been born with blue blood in my veins, Mr. Lugg.
That's right, Norm. Any more than you can help being as common as muck with brown ale in your veins. Look at it this way. He's caviar and you're tripe and onions.
Yeah. Cheers. There you go, Squire.
Now, madam, if you think you recognise the man who approached you on the common, totally naked from the waist down, I want you to reach out and touch him. Try to make sure in your own mind before identifying any of the men in the lineup.
If you get them to drop their trousers, I'll recognise him straight away.
I'm sorry, madam, you'll have to make do with our faces.
If I sort the right one out, can I take him home?
You've got to bear in mind, madam, that only one of these men is guilty. The rest are innocent.
Well, if they come home with me, they won't be innocent for long. I like the one with the hat.
I'm not happy about this one, Gov. On the face of it, it's one for the files. We've got no fingerprints, no motive, no suspect, and nothing appears to have been stolen. And yet, I've got this gut feeling.
You should lay off the cenopods, Frisbee. Still, I think you're right, you know. I did notice something rather strange as we left Weinstock's office.
What was that, Gov?
Well, lurking on the pavement opposite, trying to be inconspicuous, was an old customer of ours, Mickey Jordan.
I thought he was still in the scrubs.
No, he's been out a couple of months now. You really ought to try and be more like the top of the pops, you know.
I don't follow you, Gov.
Or keep up to date with the latest releases. Take that, you dirty, filthy swine. That's him, Sergeant. I'd recognise him anywhere.
No, madam, that's Mr. Dearlove, our detective inspector.
And you ought to know better going about flashing, you dirty, filthy swine. Take it away, Sergeant, stupid old crone. I'll give you crone. I'll give you... crone, I'll give you crone. I'll give you...
Okay, sir.
Yes.
Can't understand how she mistook you for one of them, sir.
No, they're miles taller than I am. Been down to the jeweller's, have you, Jackson?
Jewellers, sir?
I see you've got a new charm on your bracelet.
If that joke don't count as police brutality, I don't know what does.
If you don't get off that phone soon, I'm going to be Mozart. Who fancies another one?
Oh, no. Have a drink and I'll be anybody's.
Get her another one, Bern, I'll pay.
When I said anybody's, I meant within reason.
Hang on, here he comes.
Blimey, the length of time you've been, you could have walked to Whitehall and talked to your uncle in person.
Sorry I've been so long.
That's quite all right, Oliver, me old mate. Did you manage to get through to Uncle with no bother?
No trouble at all.
And have you got any interesting news?
I jolly well have. Apparently, my Aunt Daphne's chauffeur, Brian, has just had a sex change and is now working as Mary, the upstairs maid.
Oh, Oliver, no, not that sort of news. Have you found out anything pertinent to the case what we're working on?
Oh, I see. Well, yes.
Oh.
It's not entirely good, I'm afraid. Uncle Hilary got one of his minions to dig out the dope on the Royal Wessex Regiment, 1st Battalion, by the way, and unfortunately their exact movements during October 1944 can't be pinpointed.
Can't be pinpointed? What a way to run a war. But don't they keep records of this sort of thing?
Oh, they did. Each unit kept a war diary giving precise details of all their operations, but unluckily the Royal Wessex Battalion headquarters was wiped out and the diary destroyed.
My life, you've got it in for me, haven't you?
However, using the old loaf of bread, I got onto the Royal Wessex Regimental Association and I managed to get the name and address of Carter's platoon commander at that time.
Oh, you mean the bloke who called him outside the jeweler's shop?
Obviously.
Oh, well, stands to reason, doesn't it? I mean, him being an officer, he's bound to know whereabouts they were.
Oh, yeah. Officers know everything. Us poor other bloody ranks was just cannon fodder.
What are you going on about? All you ever did was national service and spent most of your time in hospital. With piles. Carry on, Oliver.
Well, this chappie's name, he's now a retired colonel, is Charles Edgerton, and he lives at, Thornbury Manor, Upper Lenwade, which is a village somewhere in Worcestershire.
Where the sauce comes from.
You're a genius, Oliver. Remind me to have a good think about your salary.
Gosh, you don't mean to say you're going to start paying me?
No, not necessarily. We could owe you a bit more.
Well, what's the next move then, Bernie?
Well, first thing tomorrow morning, we nip straight up to Worcestershire and interview this, Colonel Edgerton geezer. We have to take your car.
What about me, Mr. Weinstock?
Oh, no. You stay here with Sharon and hold the fort.
Well, I don't mind staying behind in the office with Sharon Byrne. You could take young Oliver with you. Give him a bit of experience.
You get more experience in the office with me.
No, I think it'd be better if you came with me, Norm.
Oh, all right, Byrne. You keep your hands off her.
I wouldn't dream of doing anything else.
That's the trouble with some blokes. They've got no ambition.
Take him!
Stupid game. It's like golf on horseback.
What are you talking about? Polo was imported from India during the days of the Raj. It's part of our great British heritage.
What do you mean, our great British heritage? Your granny was Romanian, your granddad was Russian.
So, the royal family played the game and they're all Greeks and Germans. Oh, excuse me.
Yes?
We're endeavouring to make contact with a certain Colonel Edgerton. We went down to his house, Thornbury Manor, and we told him to be down here at the polo game.
By Jove, yes. The old boy never misses a game. He's our president, you know.
Oh, really? Oh, good for him. Could you tell us where we might find him?
There he is. Over there.
Oh. Oh, thank you very much.
By the way,
Yes?
if you're a teetotaler, keep out of the way of his breath. It could knock you down at 20 paces.
Oh, thank you.
Foxworth! What do you want? I want another drink, damn you, and stir your subs a bit.
Now listen, Norm, when we talk to this Colonel Edgerton, don't mention diamonds. All we want to know is the name of the town where Carter was captured, right?
What do you take me for, an idiot?
Please yourself.
But what yarn are you going to spin him?
Leave it to me, I'll do the talking. Excuse me, Colonel Edgerton?
Yes, that's me.
Our card.
Crime Busters International, what the devil do you want?
Well, just a moment of your time in private, sir, if that's at all possible.
Oh, very well. But you had to wait until after the game, and then we go back to my place.
Thank you very much, sir.
Yeah, hold your glass out.
This is Foxwell, my batman.
I am not your batman. We ain't in the army no more. I'm your servant, God help me.
Well, I expect you chaps would like a drink, what? All I've read about you private detectives, you're up to your ears in booze and birds, what?
That's very kind. I won't say no, would you, Norm?
Most acceptable.
Yes, well, you better nip along to the clubhouse. There's a nice little bar in there. I'll send Foxwell to collect you after the game.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you.
Leave the bottle, Foxwell. Come along, Ledwade. Stick the boot in. You've got him on the run now. Where the hell have the blighters got to? What happened? Did you run out of petrol?
I know, sir. We had to take it easy because there was a police car in front of us.
Oh, you don't want to worry about those chaps. Oh, no. Whenever I'm in danger of being stopped, I always swap seats with Foxwell here. It's been done 14 times for dangerous driving. The lunatic. Yes, well, you'd better come inside and tell me what it's all about. Come along, Foxwell. Nasty man. I'm dying to know what you could possibly want with me. I've never been interviewed by a private detective before.
Oh, it's nothing very important, Colonel. Just something to do with your experiences during the Second World War.
Oh, war. A dreadful thing. Hardly bears thinking about. Man's inhumanity to man. This is what I call my quiet room. I find it very peaceful in here. Do come and sit down. I expect you're ready for a drink. I know I am.
Blimey, Norm. It's like the National Front's trophy room.
Oh, that's strange. I don't remember having a whole bottle with my cornflakes this morning. Foxwell!
No need to shout. I'm here.
You blasted fellow, you're always skulking about. Fetch a bottle of brandy.
Living old relic.
On second thoughts, I better remember our guests. Fetch a brace of bottles.
Interesting lot of stuff you got here, Colonel.
So you've noticed my little collection, huh?
Yeah, it did catch my eye.
Ah. Now, do you know what this is?
No.
It's a South American blowpipe. They use it to fire darts coated with a deadly venom.
Nasty.
Yes, absolutely no antidote.
Oh, my God.
Oh, double top. I wonder how the hell that got in there. I must have placed it there when I tried to do away with the lady wife. Oh, that's my little joke, you know. Oh, now here's an interesting little weapon. Yes, a 15th century Swiss.
You stupid old bastard.
Oh, shut up, Foxwell. Don't pour the drinks before I put you on 14 days' jank. Now, gentlemen, what do you want me to tell you?
We are doing some research for a famous writer who's compiling a book about the Allied operations in the Low Countries during the Second World War.
I was there with the 1st Battalion of the Royal Wessex Regiment.
Do you recall an incident which took place somewhere in Holland in October 1944? You were in charge of a platoon which had to withdraw in the face of superior forces.
And in one of your platoons was the Corporal Carter, who was taken prisoner. Can you remember the name of the little town where this took place?
Oh, I don't remember. Holland 44.
Yeah, that's right. Of course.
I don't remember a thing about it, old boy. Holland 44. No, it's all a blur, but then so was yesterday. Do you remember anything about it, Foxwell? He was there at the time, you know.
Me? No, nothing at all. Absolutely nothing.
Oh, well, not to worry. Nice of you to have seen us. Come on, Norm.
Right with you, Bert.
Tell you what. There is someone you might care to have a word with. My ex-platoon sergeant of that time. A great chap. Yes, we always kept in touch. His name's George Billiard. Runs a yacht-broking business in the Brighton Marina. Done very well for another rank.
Thank you very much, Colonel Edgerton. That's a good lead. Make a note of that, Norm.
If you should remember anything else, Colonel, we'll be staying in the village overnight at the White Swan.
Oh, will do. Foxwell, show the gentleman out.
I'd just like to say I appreciate your predicament, old mate. An honest working-class bloke being exploited by inherited wealth, being subjugated by the bourgeoisie, held in your yoke by the barrier of poverty.
Shovel.
Holland, October 44. Corporal Carter. I should remember. Great balls of fire, I've got it! Foxwell! Harsdorp, Foxwell, I've just remembered.
Who?
Harsdorp, you idiot. The little town where Corporal Carter was put in the bag.
Harsdorp, you say?
Yes, that's the name. There's a blasted brandy got in the way, otherwise I would have remembered. I'd better pop down to the White Swan and tell those two private detectives.
I wouldn't bother, Colonel, sir. It can't be important.
Well, probably not, but one likes to do a chap a favour.
The pub won't be open yet, sir. Look, why don't you have another couple of drinks and go down later on?
You know, you're not all bad, Foxwell. Now and again you have a marvellous idea.
Dick Emery is back on Plus at the same time next Sunday. Coming up in 15 minutes, Agatha Christie's Poirot. And then at 2 this afternoon, part 1 of Catherine Cookson's The Gambling Man.